Great North Woods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, a man is dead after falling from a bucket truck in western Maine.
Plus, lawmakers propose legislation that would strengthen abortion protections in Maine.
And they're also trying to fill a Rockland theater with food donations to help those who are struggling.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for watching us this morning. We'll have all the day's news coming up, but first a check of the forecast, and it's looking not too bad right now. Pretty quiet today into tomorrow. It looks like we might get a little snow tomorrow night, but no big storms on the horizon.
Definitely. Seems like a repeat of yesterday.
Yeah.
Here's Devin Biggs.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Boosted Auto and Diesel. For all your automotive, heavy truck, and equipment needs, call Ronnie at 207-659-9458. All right, let's get things rolling out there this morning. Maybe a few snow showers falling for a few of you this morning. Nothing to get too worried about, though. Anything that does fall will not really accumulate to much of anything, so you'll just know there's a snow flying around, and that'll be about it. We might notice a little bit more further off towards the north and the northern ends of the state, but that'll be about all. Here's the big picture. Low pressure is tracking out towards sea now. This is kind of the back edge of that area of low pressure now. So we'll be watching this today, but this will begin to clear up later on tonight as the sky becomes mostly clear. So futurecast for today, there's some snow in the northern ends of the state we'll have to watch out for, but otherwise becoming mostly clear later on tonight. So we'll start getting the clouds out of here pretty quickly. As for the winds, not a huge deal at the moment, mainly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, but really increasing later on tonight and in the daytime tomorrow briefly. But notice by Thursday afternoon, the winds will start to back off. Your forecast for today, 40 degrees, mostly cloudy, a few snow showers, no accumulations to worry about. That west wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 23 degrees, becoming mostly clear. The northwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, 34 degrees, becoming partly cloudy. Northwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. Overall, mostly cloudy, temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
Thank you, Devin. A man was killed Tuesday after falling from a bucket truck in Rangeley. State police say the unidentified man was part of a team working for Consolidated Communications. It was just before 11 Tuesday morning when the bucket truck moved ahead on Route 4 while the man was in the bucket above the roadway. The bucket truck struck some utility wires that were stretched across the road, and the man fell. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The state police and the Maine Department of Labor are now investigating the deadly accident. The name of the worker is being withheld until his family is notified. The truck was driven by a 31-year-old man from New York.
A Massachusetts man has been sentenced to 13 years following a shooting that took place in Machias last year. Our Matthew Juronsik with that story.
Nathaniel Janeo of New Bedford, Massachusetts, pleaded guilty to murder and robbery Tuesday in connection to a drug-related gang shooting in Machias in 2021. A judge sentenced Janeo to 22 years in prison with all but 13 years suspended, as well as a 4-year probation period with the following conditions: no use or possession of firearms, submit to random firearm searching, no use or possession of drugs unless prescribed marijuana, random searches and testing for drugs, and no contact with the family. Janeo is one of 5 men accused of killing and stealing drugs from 17-year-old Brandon Guerrero on November 4, 2021. Assistant Attorney General Leanne Zania described what happened in the days leading up to the attack. Janeo expressed remorse for what happened, but disagreed with the prosecutor's timeline of events.
That story that they got is it's not 100% true. You know, I'm not an evil person. I have kids of my own. I wish, you know, I'm not an evil person at all. I didn't want anything bad to happen to anybody. You know, I feel bad, you know, I feel bad.
The victim's mother claimed Janeo is not remorseful.
If you had some type of remorse, you would have called for assistance to help my son, because maybe there would have been a chance my son would have survived this. But you went away with all the rest of the monsters.
Janeo's sentencing date has not yet been determined. In Machias, Matthew Juronsik for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
A judge set bail yesterday in the case of a Brewer man who prosecutors say allegedly kidnapped a woman in the Bangor Target parking lot over the weekend. 21-year-old Colby Cooper appeared before a judge via Zoom. Bangor police say at about 10 p.m. on Saturday, they received multiple calls regarding what appeared to be an abduction taking place in the Target store parking lot, with multiple witnesses reporting a man forcing a woman into a U-Haul rental van. Police say witnesses followed the van out of the lot and reported its location to police. Shortly after, officers spotted the van traveling southbound on Interstate 95, eventually stopping it on 395 eastbound near Exit 2. Cooper is charged with kidnapping, eluding an officer, criminal restraint, domestic violence assault, and failure to stop for an officer. Prosecutors say there is strong evidence in the case, including multiple witnesses, as well as a video of the incident. Lawyers argued over whether Cooper should be granted bail.
You'll note in the affidavit, when the victim asked if Mr. Cooper was going to be in trouble and she was told that he was arrested and what his charges were, she became hysterical. She was crying so hard she could hardly talk, and she was very concerned about how angry he was going to be. And that seems like a very legitimate concern. I mean, if this is what he is capable of in a public parking lot at Target over an argument about buying a Nintendo Switch, it seems that the stakes are much higher now.
I've reviewed the special conditions with Mr. Cooper, and he will follow those conditions as well as any additional conditions that the court believes is needed, including ankle monitoring, house arrest, curfew, whatever the court thinks is needed. His work and school, while he's not from here, we would argue are strong ties, and he has the intent and really is worried about losing his job and his position at school.
A judge set bail at $20,000 cash and ordered there will be no contact whatsoever with the victim should he make bail, as well as other conditions. No plea was entered during the proceeding.
An argument over a parking spot ended with a man allegedly threatening to shoot people and a person being arrested in Bangor. Police say it all began when officers came upon a group of people who were arguing near the intersection of Cedar and 2nd Streets yesterday. They say one of the first officers on the scene witnessed 31-year-old Kyle Regal of Bangor waving a handgun and threatening to shoot people. They were apparently arguing over a parking space. No one was seriously injured. Regal is now being charged with criminal threatening and assault.
A former Bangor resident is facing up to 20 years in prison for her role in drug trafficking in counties. 27-year-old Shelby Loring pleaded guilty Tuesday to conspiracy to distribute and possession with the intent to distribute methamphetamine and fentanyl. According to court records, Loring and others trafficked methamphetamine and fentanyl in Penobscot and Aroostook counties between January of 2018 and December of 2021. Loring's participation in the conspiracy resulted in contacts with law enforcement that led to the seizure of drugs, firearms, drug paraphernalia, and other items. She will be sentenced at a later date.
In other news this morning, legislators on both sides of the aisle are advocating for reforms within the Department of Health and Human Services amidst ongoing outrage surrounding the 2021 deaths of 4 children who were in the DHHS system. A.J. Douglas heard from lawmakers about what they have planned.
The children in Maine are not being kept safe. Our children are dying.
Tuesday, Senate Republicans addressed steps that are being taken to reform the Department of Health and Human Services following the recent release of the Maine Child Welfare Osmond Annual Report.
The response to this report by the department was really deflection and minimization.
The report is used to provide a neutral, objective assessment of concerns raised about the practices of DHHS. Senate Republicans are collectively calling for major changes.
It's time to separate the Department of Office and Child and Family Services from the Department of Health and Human Services and create 2 different departments that can more easily be overseen.
Senate Republicans say by separating DHHS and forming 2 different agencies, the legislator can enforce accountability, find the deeper problems, and establish resolutions. Legislators say foster parents tell them they rarely receive their DHHS support payments on time and suffer emotionally when children are reunified prematurely with biological parents.
We had a foster parent speak today, and they have some really good solutions, because they work with it every day.
Health and Human Services Committee member Senator Marianne Moore says the department is currently working to take necessary steps to improve.
The department is working on it, but we're not there yet. We want them to expand that formal foundations training programs and reinstate supervisory training.
Those directly affected by the DHHS 2021 child deaths, such as foster parents, former case workers, along with the daycare workers and law enforcement, have united to advocate for reform within the department through a private nonprofit organization called Walk a Mile in Their Shoes. The organization's goal is to reduce, if not eliminate, child deaths within the DHHS system.
Maddox is my motivation for this, and other children like Maddox.
In Augusta, AJ Douglas, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Governor Mills and Democrats unveiled new legislation focusing on reinforcing abortion protections here in Maine. Legislators aim to strengthen protections for Maine health providers while offering services to those traveling to Maine from states where abortion is banned. Other expansions would prevent local municipalities from restricting access to abortion care and would require insurance companies to cover abortion care.
There's still work we can do in Maine, and I'm really excited that Governor Mills and Speaker Talbot Ross and Senate President Jackson are moving forward with legislation, to ensure that it's accessible here, especially for people traveling from banned states and also for our clinicians who are providing that care.
According to a press release, House Republicans oppose what they call Governor Mills' extreme expansion of Maine's abortion laws, arguing that proposed expansions would be funded by taxpayers.
I have a feeling we'll be hearing a fight about that over the months ahead.
Definitely.
So we'll see.
Definitely. The time now is 6:12. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, we'll talk with Senator Susan Collins about her appointment to the Senate Appropriations Committee.
But first, another check of your weather forecast. Today, a mostly cloudy day. It will be warm with highs near 40 degrees. Mostly clear tonight with lows around 23. Tomorrow, a partly cloudy day with highs near 34.
There's some things that go better together.
Burger and fries, soup and salad.
Thank you. Like your workplace benefits and retirement savings. With Voya, considering all your financial choices together can help you make smarter decisions for a more confident financial future.
Hey, it's Tandem Bicycle. You can't do that by yourself. Voya, well planned, well invested, well protected.
Taylor Events and Equipment Rental in Bangor for all your wedding and events, tents, tables, chairs, and more. Also, see us for your home project equipment rentals. Taylor Events and Equipment Rental, 1179 Hammond Street in Bangor.
Right now at Label Shopper, all the designers you love are at even lower prices. Save 50% off. Stop in today and save an extra 50% off at the Label Shopper Winter Madness Sale. Label Shopper, great clothes, great prices.
Oversharing can be weird.
How you doing, buddy? I'm more excited than a mosquito flying into a nudist colony.
Weekdays at 9 on ABC7.
This week on the People's Court, did he hire his girlfriend's rival?
I got her a job at our other store.
Were you messing around with that lady?
Plus, selling a sick dog?
What does the vet say?
This dog may not live for long.
Your dog passed away, correct?
Yes.
All this week at 4 on ABC7.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Senator Susan Collins has been selected as the next vice chair of the Senate Appropriations Committee. It's the first time in more than 80 years that a Mainer will hold the position. Senator Collins stopped by our studio yesterday to talk about some of her priorities when she takes the new role.
I'm joined now by Senator Susan Collins. Susan, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
And Susan, you are going to be the first Mainer in more than 80 years to be the vice chair of the Appropriations Committee. What does it mean to you to hold that position?
Well, I'm delighted to hold this position of power and influence. The Appropriations Committee has jurisdiction over the funding of most federal programs except the mandatory ones like Social Security. So it's an opportunity for me to do even more for the state of Maine and for our country.
Talking about securing money for Maine people, you recently helped to secure more than $300 million for the state of Maine in that spending bill that was passed in December. Can you tell me about some of the major projects that you're most excited about that money will be spent on?
There are so many needs in small communities all across the state. And to give you an example of a kind of project that I've supported, I secured $6 million that will help the town of Milo build a new public safety building and fire stations throughout the state, a police station upgrade in Caribou to replace a really old facility. There are also healthcare ones that I'm really proud of. One, for example, will help Acadia Hospital, which serves so many people throughout the state and their mental health needs, build an independent pediatric inpatient facility that is desperately needed.
And Senator Collins, can you tell me about some of your priorities as Vice Chair of the Appropriations Committee?
Let me just mention three in particular. One is biomedical research. I've particularly focused on tick-borne illnesses, Alzheimer's disease, and diabetes. Those are three areas where Maine is disproportionately affected because of the age of our population and our geography. A second would be rural development and workforce training. I try to fund programs at the University of Maine, at our community colleges, and at Hudson University that will help provide the employees that employers are desperately looking for. And third would be rural development is really important to me, having grown up in Aroostook County, and supporting our traditional industries, agriculture, fishing, and forest products. And I do have to add a fourth, and that is strengthening our national defense.
Fantastic. All right, well, Senator Collins, thank you so much for taking the time to answer all of our questions today.
Thank you.
Senator Collins will officially become vice chair when the Senate reconvenes next week.
Well, peer-to-peer recovery helps those recovering from addiction in the Katahdin region, and they're getting a big boost for their mission. They're receiving a $500,000 grant from the federal government to help purchase and do repairs on a building in Medway. Those involved with the organization say they hope to create a safe space that facilitates even more recovery.
We're going to be able to offer more meetings, more community gatherings. We have all sorts of different types of therapies available. So having this space in a tip-top working condition is really important.
Peer-to-peer is open to anyone trying to recover from addiction. There are recovery coaches that can help find resources to achieve goals like getting into school, getting a GED, or even helping to find resources for housing. You can get more information by calling them at 447-9500. Again, the number is 447-9500. Senator Angus King on hand yesterday to help them celebrate as well.
Yep, everybody can use a bit of help sometimes.
Yeah.
The time is now 6:18. After the break, we'll hear about the food drive in Knox County that was forced to postpone during the storm.
Plus an update in the case regarding the missing Massachusetts mother. We'll be right back with those stories and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Living in Maine means long, cold winters and hot, humid summers. Whatever the weather, Bangor Heat Pumps is your solution. Open 24/7, Bangor Heat Pumps takes care of you at home or at work. We operate statewide and service all brands and models. Understanding moving can be stressful. We will help move any units you may have. We offer a veterans discount in our home with a Capeless Hero discount. Visit us online at BangorHeatPumpsLLC.com or call or text us at 307-7746. Bangor Heat Pumps.
Oh, that feels so good. What a sweetheart. I'm so lucky.
These socks are so soft. And her feet don't smell? These would be perfect for hunting season.
Moisture wicking, odor resistant, hypoallergenic, softer than cashmere, and warmer than wool. Get your alpaca socks and more at the Blue Alpaca. Feel the difference.
Hey babe, Can I borrow these socks?
Wow. Like the kids, the bills are getting bigger every month.
I know. From childcare to heat to electric. I don't know how we're gonna do it. We need to cut. Let's pay this one next month.
Not sure we can. We already cut everything. And now electricity prices are going up because natural gas prices are up.
What are we gonna do? We need help.
I heard that the PUC's website has information about financial assistance and conservation programs.
We've never asked for help before.
I know.
But this year things are different.
An annual food drive and fundraiser needs help meeting its goal after Monday's storm forced the event to cancel. David Ledford has the story.
The Fill the Strand event in Rockland normally takes place on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. For the past 3 years, the Strand Theater has partnered with Area Interfaith Outreach to collect food for families in need and fill all 350 seats in the theater with a 10-pound bag of food. However, organizers say that this year's cancellation will make it more difficult for the nonprofits to fill the seats and reach their $25,000 goal. According to Joe Ryan, the executive director of Area Interfaith Outreach, collecting donations is essential to their goal of feeding the community.
This event is one of the largest events that we have of the year that helps us sustain our food supply. The money that they give is making a substantial impact for many families.
Ryan says Area Interfaith Outreach serves all of Knox County. Hungry families are allowed to come into the AIO market and shop for food like they would in a grocery store, except everything they put into their carts is free of charge. Ryan says that this is only possible with support from donors. According to Liz McLeod, house manager at the Strand Theater, food insecurity is a significant problem in the Knox County area, which is only worsened by the costs that come with Maine's winter months.
We all need to come together and work together where we can to reach parts of the community that haven't been reached. I know people who are hungry. I know people personally who have to decide whether they're going to pay their rent or eat. And that's no way to live.
In Rockland, David Ledford for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
To support Hungry Mainers, donors can purchase a $25 seat sponsorship in place of a bag of food at aiofoodpantry.org/strand, or donate food directly to Area Interfaith Outreach at 1A Gordon Drive in Rockland. And of course, if you missed any of that information, head to foxbangor.com.
Yeah, we'll make sure that's posted today. What a great organization, too. I love how they have it set up at like a supermarket, so families can go in there and grab what they want and head out.
And that is such a great idea, and it makes so much sense because when you get a bag of food, sometimes you don't need stuff, and some stuff goes to waste. Yeah. You know, so just let them pick out what they need.
But they can't do it without people, so hopefully they get lots of help.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the time is now 6:22.
Time to get a full look at our weather forecast. Here's Devin.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Boosted Auto and Diesel. For all your automotive, heavy truck, and equipment needs, call Ronnie at 207-659-9458. All right, let's get things rolling out there this morning. We do have a few snow showers that have been falling in a few spots, so some of this may not be hitting the ground either, what we call virga, so you might be noticing some of this, while others not so much. So we'll keep this rolling for a little while today, maybe a little bit more snow further off towards the north. Any potential for accumulation is going to be in the northern ends of the state. Everyone else, not so much. You'll just notice the snow, and that'll be about it. Here's that low pressure moving away from us now. Here's our next little system here moving in from the west, going toward the east, kind of helping to give us some of that action this morning. So once we get towards the evening period, things will really begin to clear out later on tonight. So futurecast moving forward looks a little bit like this. So going to be watching out for a mostly cloudy sky for us today, maybe some snow further off towards the north. It's going to be kind of the general idea that we'll be watching out for, maybe even a few breaks in the clouds by later on this evening. Otherwise, though, look at this, becoming mostly clear later on tonight, so not too bad at all. Things will begin to calm down pretty quickly. Then really, as we head towards your Thursday, we'll be watching out for more clouds that will begin to approach, especially going from the west to the east. Snow moves in. Here we go again. Friday morning, more snow moving in ahead of our next system that will begin to approach. Any snow accumulation, say nothing too ridiculous at all, mainly further off towards the north. We'll be watching for maybe maybe a little bit of accumulations, but further down toward the south, nothing too ridiculous to get too worried about. Wave heights looks a little bit like this, 3 to 4 foot wave heights at this point, mainly up to 7 feet farther out towards sea. So really have to look further out towards the ocean to notice anything. Any small craft advisories will be dropped this morning, so nothing to get too worried about in that department either. Our average high temperature for this time of the year is 28 degrees. We'll reach for the lower 40s today, 34 degrees for your Thursday, lower 30s Friday into Saturday, the middle to upper 30s again as we head towards Sunday and also into your Monday, and Tuesday back down to around 31 degrees. Your forecast for today, 40 degrees, mostly cloudy with a few snow showers on the way. That west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 23 degrees, becoming mostly clear. The northwest wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, a boosted auto and diesel extended forecast. Let's break this down. So we're nice Thursday, partly cloudy, highs in the mid-30s. Overnight Thursday night into Friday, more snow will be on the way yet again. This one looks to accumulate with a few inches on the way, so we'll have to keep an eye on that as it does move closer. Again, Thursday night into Friday, maybe lingering in the parts of Friday night. We'll have to watch for this before it starts to clear out early Friday evening. Then for the weekend, we'll be looking pretty good. Mostly sunny Saturday, highs in the low 30s, mid-30s Sunday with a mostly cloudy sky.
Napa knows how to stay warm. And with 29 locations in Maine, Coastal Auto Parts has just what you need to prepare for any outdoor activity. Lightweight, durable, and designed for comfort, Milwaukee's heat-on-demand jackets and hoodies are the perfect cold weather gear. No matter the job, no matter the weather, you'll be ready for anything. And while you're here, sign up for Napa Rewards. You'll save more each time you shop. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Angie's List is now Angie, and it's easier than ever to get your projects done right. With Angie, you can connect with top pros and see ratings and reviews. And when you book and pay through Angie, you're covered by our happiness guarantee. Check out Angie.com today. Angie, and done.
Max True Value Hardware in Unity is the best option year-round for all of your home improvement projects. Backed by one of the leading paint manufacturers in the United States, Max will color match or custom mix any color for you. We care about your pets too, carrying all of the essential pet products in our store. During those cold winters, we take the extra step to help with wood pellets ready to load on site. We also fill all size propane cylinders year-round. Max True Value Hardware. We take pride in serving our community. Let us know how we can help you today.
Hey, Maine. How are you? Yes, you. How are you really? It's a question we rarely ask ourselves. But to Northern Light Health, how you are means a lot. So we're out here asking and encouraging you to ask the people in your life, starting with yourself. So ask away. Then connect with us at northernlighthealth.org/howareyu.
If only there was a place in the morning to start my day. With a smile, somewhere to help me get in the know. Oh wait, there is.
Good morning, America.
GMA 7A. Now that's how you start your day.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. 18 people, including Ukraine's interior minister, were killed on Wednesday when a helicopter crashed near a nursery outside Kyiv. Other senior ministry officials and 3 children are also among the victims. The regional governor said 29 people were also hurt, including 15 children, when the helicopter came down in a residential area. Several dead bodies draped in foil blankets lay in a country yard near the damaged nursery. Officials say there were children and staff in the nursery at the time of the crash. There's no immediate explanation of the cause of the helicopter crash.
Meanwhile, Brian Walsh is now facing murder charges in the case of his missing wife, Anna Walsh. Prosecutors not revealing a lot about what led to the charge, but a spokesperson for the DA's office says he's also being charged with improper transport of a body. Fox's Brian Linus is in Quincy, Massachusetts with the latest.
A major development in the investigation into missing Cohasset, Massachusetts mom, Anna Walsh.
The continued investigation has now allowed police to obtain an arrest warrant charging Brian Walsh with the murder of his wife.
The announcement coming a little more than 2 weeks after Anna was last seen. Her husband, Brian, has been in police custody for about a week. The 47-year-old held on $500,000 bail after he pleaded not guilty to charges he misled police investigators.
And while it's horrifying and I'm full of rage,
and at the same time relief, because one step closer to figuring out what happened to her.
We learned at Brian's previous hearing, investigators found a bloody knife in the couple's basement, and officials telling Fox Brian's search history included how to dispose of a woman's body. The district attorney being tight-lipped about the evidence that led to the murder charge. The 39-year-old mother of 3 was last seen at her home on New Year's Day. Days later, she was first reported missing by the Washington, D.C. real estate firm where she worked, not by her husband. Meanwhile, the Walsh's 3 young boys, ages 2, 4, and 6, are in state custody. Anna's friends working to ensure the kids stay together.
I do know that they're still in state custody, which is great. That means they're together. Just praying for these boys.
Details of what exactly led authorities to charge Brian Walsh with Anna's murder are expected to be revealed when he is arraigned on Wednesday. In Quincy, Massachusetts, Brian Yennis, Fox News.
President Biden is facing new questions over the classified documents from his time as vice president, discovered at his home and office. Over the weekend, the president's lawyers revealed more documents were found at Biden's Delaware home, and new details this morning that the FBI almost played a role in searching that residence. All as the White House is blasting Republicans for what it calls hypocrisy over their condemnations of the president. ABC's Jay O'Brien has the latest.
This morning, new revelations that the Department of Justice considered sending FBI agents to President Biden's Delaware home to monitor the search for classified documents. Sources familiar with the matter tell ABC News because the Biden team was fully cooperating with the government, the DOJ ultimately agreed to back off and let Biden's lawyers carry out their own searches in November. President Biden largely staying silent on the latest batch of classified documents found in his private home, including 5 the White House revealed were discovered last Thursday. The administration now under fire for not disclosing that information until the weekend.
I have been forthcoming from this podium.
And Ian Sams, spokesperson for the White House counsel's office, telling reporters, while we're limited in what we can say during an ongoing DOJ inquiry, we are providing as much information publicly as is appropriate. House Republicans now launching 2 separate congressional inquiries into the documents, accusing the administration of waiting months to tell the American people about their discovery.
This is why there's such hypocrisy behind the Bidens, once again, something big that comes forward prior to an election where they kind of keep it quiet, where the American public could actually have a say in it.
But the White House hitting back, blasting Republicans for what they call hypocrisy, noting that they had little interest in investigating the reams of classified documents seized by the FBI at former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Now, in addition to those congressional investigations, there's also a special counsel looking into these documents. The White House has said it will cooperate fully with the special counsel, but it's unclear what their level of cooperation will be with those Republican-led probes in the House.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, we'll hear about a permit request for a unicorn in Hancock County.
I want a unicorn too. We'll have that story and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
If you've been hurt in a car accident, watch out. If you wait too long to hire a lawyer, it may hurt your case. Call the twos and we'll watch out for you.
Lowry and Associates watched out for me and got me $150,000.
You know, we can go into a room and have absolutely nothing in there, nothing on the windows, no color, no character, no tone to a room.
That's, I think, where we're strongest, is being able to help someone envision what's going to go in that window.
And we leave, it's totally transformed into something that the customer wants it to be. We've often been told we make a room look better just by leaving it.
When you lived with him, did he charge you rent?
No, Your Honor.
That makes him a very nice person.
His ex's daughter took.
I gave her a credit card on her name. The limit was only $200. She was supposed to spend only $200.
Then did she keep taking?
In October, she spent more than $1,000 on the account.
Did you spend $1,000 in October?
No, I did not.
Be very careful that you don't lie to me. Do you understand?
Next, Judge Judy.
Wednesday at 5, only on ABC7.
This week on Wheel, everyone is excited to win an incredible world vacation.
Where am I going, Dad? Where am I going? Where am I going?
You sound like a kid in the backseat of the car. Plus,
I would love to have your job.
do you know something I don't, Eric? And Kilimanjaro. I never ask about names, but I'm going to ask about yours.
Yeah, I'm named after the highest mountain in Africa.
Find out how this mountain of a man broke a record on Wheel.
Weekdays at 7 on ABC7.
You're watching ABC7 Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Wednesday, January 18th, 2023. Today is also National Gourmet Coffee Day, as well as National Thesaurus Day.
So you can hang out in the cafe, get a gourmet coffee, learn a bunch of new words.
New words to say things the same way, you know?
I love a good thesaurus.
Yeah.
Or a rhyming dictionary.
I like the coffee. You know, give me the coffee. I just love it.
You're like, okay, I can still use some more.
I love all coffee. You know,
yes, I do too.
I really love good coffee.
Yeah.
But if it's the, whatever, I'll drink it too.
That's funny.
So,
I'm the same way. I have friends that say, no, I can't drink that. That's bad. It's like, hey, I'll enjoy the crappy cup of coffee.
Yeah.
But also the really good stuff too. You can share some of that with me.
You savor the good stuff. The other stuff you just kind of,
I know. I think I talked to you how to drink. Do you still drink the instant stuff?
Sometimes. Okay,
well, we got to talk
about
that one.
I keep a thing of instant for when I go camping.
Yeah.
But when I run out of the other stuff, I go back to my camping supply.
I think let's keep it for those times. I heard, this is baseless information, but apparently it's pretty bad for you. Like
instant coffee?
Carcinogens.
Oh, everything is, though.
Yeah.
Everything we do is going to kill us, you know.
So. I'm just going to drink my friggin' coffee.
Not going to worry about it. Not going to worry about it.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. It's caffeine.
Yep.
Well, on this day in history, in 1951, the lie detector test was first used in the Netherlands. It had been developed. I kind of went down in a rabbit hole researching this after I learned this fact this morning. Yeah. It had been around since the 1800s, but it was finally put in use by law enforcement in the Netherlands in the 1950s. It's known as, of course to us, the polygraph test. And in 1966, Robert C. Weaver was confirmed as the first black U.S. presidential cabinet member. And on this day in 1993, Martin Luther King Jr. was decidedly memorialized by a federal holiday in all the states for the very first time.
For our birthdays today, we have actor Cary Grant, whose career spanned from the 1930s to the 60s and is known for films like The Awful Truth, North by Northwest, and Bringing Up Baby, and has been known as one of the best actors Hollywood has ever seen, with his transatlantic accent typical of the era and his classic appearance. I'm a big fan, too. Mm-hmm. It's also Kevin Costner's birthday, who's known especially for his films like Dancing with Wolves, Wyatt Earp, and The Untouchables, Field of Dreams. I mean, the list goes on. The Postman. I'm a big fan of him, too.
Cool.
So,
yeah. I haven't seen any Cary Grant movies, but I saw that they're with Katharine Hepburn, who's very cool and I love. And I'm like, wow, okay, another one added to the movie list.
Yeah, I like that whole area. People seemed a little more sophisticated. They dressed up even when they went out to the, to the store or whatever.
Absolutely. I just love the transatlantic accent. Sometimes I'll fall asleep with a movie like that on because it's just like, Yep. It's relaxing.
Simpler time for sure.
Right. Well, as far as the weather goes, today's pretty gray.
Yep.
Pretty non-inviting.
Cloudy, but it will be warm. Hopefully get rid of some of that ice. I know my neighbors were all out scraping and shoveling yesterday. It was quite a mess. That heavy, icy, wet snow.
All day I saw people struggling just for that first, just breaking into the snowbank is what I mean.
And once you get a little bit of hot top, then the sun will do the rest.
Yep.
So today will be one of those days. It will help do some melting and get rid of it all.
Good
and then
point.
we'll get a little more snow tomorrow night.
Yep.
So
here's Devin Biggs with the plan.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Boosted Auto and Diesel. For all your automotive, heavy truck, and equipment needs, call Ronnie at 207-659-9454. 5-8. All right, let's get things rolling out there this morning. Maybe a few snow showers falling for a few of you this morning. Nothing to get too worried about, though. Anything that does fall will not really accumulate to much of anything, so you'll just notice the snow flying around, and that'll be about it. We might notice a little bit more further off towards the north and the northern ends of the state, but that'll be about all. Here's the big picture. Low pressure is tracking out towards sea now. This is kind of the back edge of that area of low pressure now. So we'll be watching this today, but this will begin to clear up later on tonight as the sky becomes mostly clear. So futurecast for today, there's some snow in the northern ends of the state we'll have to watch out for, but otherwise becoming mostly clear later on tonight. So we'll start getting the clouds out of here pretty quickly. As for the winds, not a huge deal at the moment, mainly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, but really increasing later on tonight and in the daytime tomorrow briefly. But notice by Thursday afternoon, the winds will start to back off. Your forecast for today, 40 degrees, mostly cloudy, a few snow showers, no accumulations to worry about. That west wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 23 degrees, becoming mostly clear. The northwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, 34 degrees, becoming partly cloudy. Northwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. Overall, mostly cloudy, temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
A 5-year-old girl in Lemoyne is dreaming big and making history at the same time. Brielle Hamer sent a letter to the Board of Selectmen requesting a permit application for a pet unicorn.
I love this.
And as Jody Hersey tells us, it's the first time the town has received a request for such a magical animal.
She said to me today that her 2 of her big dreams are coming true. She gets to apply for a unicorn and she gets to be on TV.
5-year-old Brielle Hamer is working hard to make her wish come true. She recently sent her request for an application for a pet unicorn to the Lemoyne town office. Stu Marcoon is the town administrator and interim animal control officer.
Well, we really don't have any ordinances for or against unicorns, and she had asked to enclose an application. So I quickly made up an application on the computer for her.
Brielle recently received that application along with a letter. And were there any rules or anything that you had to follow?
I had to have a house for the unicorn to live in, plenty of rainbows for it to eat, and that's really all I needed, right?
Brielle and her family will be attending this Thursday night select board meeting to see if her application has been approved, and if so, her family is ready for their new addition.
I hear, though, they're invisible, so, we could fit an invisible unicorn in our barn.
And in case you were wondering, Brielle has already picked out a name for her pet unicorn.
Yes, it's Luna.
In Lemoyne, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
So cute.
A well-spoken young lady with clear objectives.
Yeah.
We love to see it.
She knows what she wants.
We love to see it.
Yeah.
Still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz and Ryan Sudol will have your sports updates.
We'll be back right after this.
Do you have leaky pipes? Are you planning a plumbing job? Is your heating system working right? Are you designing a plumbing project? Then contact Harley's Plumbing and Heating Plus.
If your toilet will not flush, Harley will be there in a rush. Furnace bit the dust today. Harley crew is on the way. Harley Plumbing, Harley Heating. 990-2200.
Call now.
Harley!
Call or visit online.
I'm Phil Levesque, president of Levesque Business Solutions. We're a family-owned Maine business since 1963.
We're your one-stop shop for great office products at affordable rates. From copiers to office furniture to PPE, we've got it all warehoused right here in Bangor. We're your local small Maine business with a dedicated staff providing honest and friendly customer service, top-of-the-line tech support, and the option of in-house leasing.
Let us help you get back to business.
Living in Maine, many things stick with you throughout your life. If you're far from home or you're missing those things, then Box of Maine is for you. Shipping nationwide for corporate businesses or individuals, Box of Maine gives everyone their own personal taste of our great state. And a portion of every box we sell goes directly to local nonprofits. Have you visited the gift shop yet? Filled to the brim with everything you find in our boxes, you can pick what you need or even create your own box. Stop by for perfect Maine gifts today at Box of Maine.
Put a little more cash in your bag. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Well, Patriot season is over. The Celtics and the Bruins are in mid-season form. March is right around the corner, so it's just about time to get out on the diamond, right? And for Maine softball, they officially kicked off practice on Tuesday with the grand opening of their brand new facility right on the horizon. Ryan Sudol has more.
Behind me is Maine Black Bears softball's new diamond, the first step in the school's athletic facility master plan. And the team hopes it's also the beginning of a new era of success.
We are very grateful for the opportunity, and we're going to work really hard to be the best to kind of pay it off, I guess.
You know, I think that's part of the pressure, right, is the ability to show off our new field, but also to show off, you know, how much better we've gotten as a team.
And the new field is also a source of optimism for further into the future. Many recruits have facilities as a top priority.
That was something that I know I looked for in my recruiting process, and I know that the recruits will see it as the school that you're coming to being invested in your program, and that's always a good feeling.
And recruits will certainly be drawn to the features of the diamond, including all-around turf and lights, both rarities in the America East Conference.
You know, both those things allow us to get out on the field sooner than previously. I know in the past, if anybody's followed us, we play a lot of away games, and so it's going to be really exciting to have more of a home crowd and to be at home more often.
All things considered, softball is not the most popular sport at UMaine. The decision to put them first in the plan may draw controversy, but they want everyone to know how much they truly deserve it.
We've been playing with things not on our side for a long time now, and whether everybody agrees with it or not, I think that we are deserving. We've been busting our butts for a long time now.
And despite losing 8 players in the offseason, the team believes that hard work can lead to making some noise.
I think this is a season we could really make a run at it. I think we have a really special team, and I'm excited for other people to see that as well. So hopefully when we play this year, that'll come out.
In Orono, I'm Ryan Sudol, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Thanks for that, Ryan. Looking forward to see what they can do this spring and this spring. We will move to some high school sports now, and we will head to Ellsworth, where junior guard Chance Mercier is 6 points away from 1,000. It was a packed house down east in Ellsworth as the Eagles took on the Foxcroft Ponies. Foxcroft, dark horse in Class B. And here's the moment they were all waiting for. Chance Mercier, a fadeaway from the foul line, and there it is. 1,000 points for the junior, I'm repeating that, and he wasn't done on the night. Second quarter, he's going to go all the way from one basket to the other, coast to coast for the layup. Eagles were up 9 at the half. This is a close one here for Ellsworth. Fourth quarter now, Ponies trying to cut it close. Caden Crocker, a nice step-back three here. Off the glass, he banks it home, but the Eagles proved to be too much when it came down to winning time. Here is Mercier again, taking it down the court, and the alley-oop to Peter Kablinski. Eagles win it 72-62, and here's Mercier on his record-breaking night.
You know, it's really emotional, nervous. You know, you work so hard for your dream, and it's just, you think it's a dream, right? Like, you're a child, and you don't think you're going to accomplish this, but when you really work, you will.
Back in Bangor now, Rams hosting the Riverhawks of Skowhegan. Skowhegan looking to move to 7-4. Bangor looking for win number 3. First quarter off the tip. Riverhawks strike first. Kyle LePage, quick pass to Braden Saucier. He said, give me all 3 of those from the corner. And then look at Caden Thomas here, fighting for the rebound, doing all of the dirty work and getting 2 with the left. Here's Bangor again. This time it's Ryan Ford. Pull up from mid-range. Nothing mid about that. 2 for the junior. But Skowhegan was all over it. Adam Fitzgerald this time, he cashes in on the triple. The freshman making it rain there. And then on defense, it's Colin LePage with the stuff, and that's going to turn into some points. Patrick McKenney takes it all the way himself. Riverhawks win 53-39. All right, let's look at some other scores from around the area. Bangor girls over Skowhegan 64-42. Dexter girls taking a win. They stay perfect with a close one over Mattanockhook 41-34. Nokomis boys win one over Mount Blue 63-60. Then Orono boys with a close win 51-42 over John Baptist. All right, let's move on to some football. And same as last year, really, we all could have just watched Tom Brady's final game in the NFL on Monday, and probably one of his worst playoff appearances, dare I say, ever. Brady was shut out in the first half of a playoff game for the first time since his first ever playoff game. He did throw the ball 66 times, which has to be a record of some sorts, for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he showed he can still play in the league, but his contract with Tampa Bay has expired. So at 45 years old, that leaves us with 2 questions. Will Brady play in 2023? And if so, where right now? And if so, where? Right now for him, stop me if you've heard this, it's all day by day.
What is your process from here when you start to think about what you want to do next? Because obviously it's going to be huge speculation.
I'm going to go home and get a good night's sleep as good as I can tonight. And no, I'm not, this has been a lot of focus on, this game. So, yeah, it's just be one day at a time, truly.
I, too, could use a good night's sleep. His mattress might be worth a little bit more than mine. That's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Mad Cat & Company in the North Brewer Shopping Plaza invites you to host your next event with us. We are much more than just a bar. Our event room is designed to host any type of event, formal or casual. Family gatherings, birthday parties, corporate parties, club meetings, fundraisers, or weddings and receptions. We've got you covered. Our open floor plan can adequately seat 100 or more people, and we can assist you with food, drinks, and entertainment as well. Call or visit our website today.
Welcome to the Yard Goods Center in Waterville, Maine. We're a local family business since 1949. We carry over 600 different types of hand knitting yarns from Maine and all over the world. And yes, we love Barocco. Beginner or a pro, you will find all the right tools and inspiration at the Yard Goods Center. We offer knitting classes Monday through Saturday. Come to the Yard Goods Center in Waterville, Maine and become part of our family and our happy place.
Welcome back, everyone. Animals receive a special blessing during the Feast of St. Anthony of Abbot in Spain. Cats and dogs were blessed outside a church in Madrid on Tuesday in observance of the annual tradition for Spain's patron saint of animals. A priest sprinkled holy water on the animals, who braved the bitter cold, but the animals appeared to enjoy the attention. This practice is meant to bestow good health and protection for the cats and dogs in the new year. The furry friends were also allowed to go inside the church with the owner to celebrate Mass. Very cute.
That's special.
Yeah, they do that around here every now and then, too.
Yeah.
They do a blessing of the animals.
We'll have to check it out when they do.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, now here's meteorologist Evan Biggs with our full forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Boosted Auto and Diesel. For all your automotive, heavy truck, and equipment needs, call Ronnie at 207-659-9458. All right, let's get things rolling out there this morning. We do have a few snow showers that have been falling in a few spots, so some of this may not be hitting the ground either, what we call virga, so you might be noticing some of this, but others not so much. So we'll keep this rolling for a little while today, maybe a little bit more snow further off towards the north. Any potential for accumulation is going to be in the northern ends of the state. Everyone else, not so much. You'll just notice the snow, and that'll be about it. Here's that low pressure moving away from us now. Here's our next little system here moving in from the west, going toward the east, kind of helping to give us some of that action this morning. So once we get towards the evening period, things will really begin to clear out later on tonight. So futurecast moving forward looks a little bit like this. So going to be watching out for a mostly cloudy sky for us today, maybe some snow further off towards the north. It's going to be kind of the general idea that we'll be watching out for, maybe even a few breaks in the clouds by later on this evening. Otherwise, though, look at this, becoming mostly clear later on tonight, so not too bad at all. Things will begin to calm down pretty quickly. Then really, as we head towards your Thursday, we'll be watching out for more clouds that will begin to approach, especially going from the west to the east. Snow moves in. Here we go again. Friday morning, more snow moving in ahead of our next system that will begin to approach. Any snow accumulations today, nothing too ridiculous at all, mainly further off towards the north. We'll be watching for maybe a little bit of accumulations, but further down toward the south, nothing too ridiculous to get too worried about. Wave heights looks a little bit like this. 3 to 4 foot wave heights at this point, mainly up to 7 feet farther out towards sea. So really have to look farther out towards the ocean. The notice anything, any small craft advisories will be dropped this morning, so nothing to get too worried about in that department either. Our average high temperature for this time of the year is 28 degrees. We'll reach for the lower 40s today, 34 degrees for your Thursday, lower 30s Friday into Saturday, the middle to upper 30s again as we head towards Sunday and also into your Monday, and Tuesday back down to around 31 degrees. Your forecast for today, 40 degrees, mostly cloudy with a few snow showers on the way. That west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 23 degrees, becoming mostly clear. The northwest wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, a boosted auto and diesel extended forecast. Let's break this down. So we're nice Thursday, partly cloudy, highs in the mid-30s. Overnight Thursday night into Friday, more snow will be on the way yet again. This one looks to accumulate with a few inches on the way, so we'll have to keep an eye on that as it does move closer. Again, Thursday night into Friday, maybe lingering in the parts of Friday night. We'll have to watch for this before it starts to clear out early Friday evening. Then for the weekend, we'll be looking pretty good. Mostly sunny Saturday, highs in the low 30s. Mid-30s Sunday with a mostly cloudy sky.
Hey, Maine. How are you? Yes, you. How are you really? It's a question we rarely ask ourselves. But to Northern Light Health, how you are means a lot. So we're out here asking and encouraging you to ask the people in your life, starting with yourself. So ask away. Then connect with us at northernlighthealth.org/howareyu.
When it comes to winter footwear, warmth, waterproof, and safety matter most. Take the drive today to Comfort Shoes and More in Newport and discover the latest in winter boot technology. We've got boots rated from -60 to 0 degrees Fahrenheit to keep your feet warm in any weather. Check out the new materials guaranteed to keep your feet dry. Relieve the anxiety of slipping and falling this winter with the new Navitech with grippers built right into the sole. Just flip it and clip it and you're ready to go. Be prepared this winter. Take the drive today to Comfort Shoes and More in Newport.
Still?
Yeah,
How many pages got left?
30.
Break time.
Good looking out.
I got you.
Now you can mix and match. A McChicken, McDouble, or 6-piece Chicken McNuggets. Choose 2 for just $3.99. Only at McDonald's.
Hi, Susan. Honey.
Yeah?
I respect that, but that cough looks pretty bad. Try this Robitussin honey.
The real honey you love, plus the powerful cough relief you need.
Mind if I root through your trash?
Robitussin, the only brand with real honey and elderberry.
Do you want to know the sex of the baby?
Yes.
No.
The Good Doctor makes a stunning return.
Lee is in emergency surgery.
You can't come in.
I need to fix it.
I will come back and get you, I promise.
The Good Doctor returns Monday on ABC.
Doctors are reminding us to get more vitamin D this month. Vitamin D is a nutrient your body needs for building and maintaining healthy bones because your body can only absorb calcium when vitamin D is present. It also has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties that support immune health. In the winter, it is common to become vitamin D deficient because it's something we can gain from regular sunlight exposure. Certain foods are high in vitamin D, like milk, some types of fish like sardines and salmon, and even mushrooms. If taking a supplement, you can especially increase your absorption if you consume it during your heaviest meal, like dinner. Watch for signs of vitamin D deficiency like fatigue, bone pain, muscle weakness, and mood changes.
Which a lot of people get this time of year.
Oh, I definitely do.
Yep.
I feel a lot more sluggish in the wintertime because of it.
Yep.
And yesterday I was able to get outside, get some sun, and that helped.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to at least go for a walk,
right?
Especially when it's sunny out or something like that.
Hey, and the supplements help too. I take them when I remember.
Yeah, I take them all the time now.
Yeah.
I have to, because I'm old. So.
It's good to take supplements. I only take them when I remember.
It does. Yep. So. All right, that's it for now, folks. Good Morning America is next on ABC 7. We'll continue broadcasting on Fox 22.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
Race car drivers change lanes very fast, but with no outside mirrors. How come they don't crash? Introducing Angel View, the new wide-angle mirror that reduces blind spots. And now may be your last chance to get one before they're gone. Angel View simply snaps over your car's rear view mirror, giving you a 160-degree view behind you. Look, ordinary rear view mirrors are small and flat, but Angel View has a huge mirror with curved glass. This convex shape allows you to see both blind spots with one glance. Here's what you see with that ordinary rear view mirror, and here's what you see with Angel View. Look, over 800,000 blind spot accidents occur each year. You think you're clear to change lanes, but you're not. And that's why they call it a blind spot. But Angel View's crystal clear mirror gives you perfect panoramic vision without that awful fisheye effect like other little mirrors. And with our Pro Edition special coating, it's